Let's hear from the coach. This is Behind the Beard with Bobby Smyrniotis, Forge FC head coach and sporting director. Now, the woman who takes us there, here's Mackenzie Barwell on the Forge Audio Network.
Is this new?
No, it's been there since 2019. That was purchased as we left Dominican Republic after our first preseason ever as a team.
No way. Why do I feel like I haven't seen that before?
Maybe, you know what? It was further back.
Yeah, maybe
And
that's
after
why.
the last game we played here, I came into my office, and obviously my big Greek family just takes over this place after games, and the bottle was open.
No way.
No, it's been opened before.
Okay, I was
It's
like,
a special
did they
occasion
really crack
bottle,
it
but
open?
my father was thirsty, I guess. So.
Was he here?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I need to.
Yeah, he's at most games.
Yeah. Maybe I've seen him and I just didn't know who he was.
They're here.
Well, pregame, I actually came into your office to give you a poppy.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, I'm glad
I
you
had
got
one.
it.
Nico,
Did you?
Nico brought one, but then my wife said the one that Mackenzie brought's nicer. There you go.
Let's go.
There you go.
Yeah,
So
I knocked on your door and I was like...
She switched them up.
Nico was telling me, and I was talking to Borges about this earlier today, about the flamethrower situation.
Yes, that's from 2019. It was a game in October. Beginning of October.
Oh, it was October.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it was the beginning of
I don't know why I
October. I think it must have been like -5 to -10 game time. But part of the field was frozen.
So they just
frozen. They were trying their best.
That's crazy.
So we decided at some point just to shorten the field and reline it.
That's what Borges said. They made it shorter.
Yeah, because it was a game that was towards the end of the season. Didn't mean anything in the standings because it didn't matter whether you finished at the top of the standings or not. There was a situation where we were never going to host the second leg of the final here. We had left, I think, 4 guys home to rest then. Bex, Eddie was playing, Johnny Grant. Nevertheless.
That's so funny to think about.
So they're asking me, well, what do you want to do with the game? I'm like, just reline the field, make it smaller, let's play it, let's get out of here.
Yeah, and leave.
And that's what we did.
How do you reline the field? And how quickly were they able to do that?
They did it. I guess they had all the stuff they needed on site to get it done. And I think they brought the field in about 10 meters. So it was a shorter the normal field.
That's actually really funny.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully that's not your experience this weekend.
We'll see. It could be.
Doubt it.
Could be. That'll really change up the game.
No kidding.
All right, it's a grass field in November.
Wasn't it you who said it was like concrete sometimes when it gets that cold?
Yep. It's concrete sometimes in the summer too, but to be honest,
beside the point.
No, the last 2 years, 2023, 2022, I think it's been excellent.
It's been fun?
To play on this year. Something must have been wrong with the soil or the sod, and it hasn't been an excellent pitch to play on. Not only for us, I think for them too. They felt the same about the pitch.
So what does this week look like? You travel tomorrow.
Yeah. So,
this episode's coming out on Wednesday, so you will have left, I think, by the time we post this. But
yeah, so we'll travel here. I mean, we'll train at home and then head out. So we're getting out there a little bit early. Give us 2 days to train out there, just because there's a variability in the playing surface, and understanding the playing surface will also give us a better idea of where we take the game plan. Last thing you want to do is prepare totally one way, and then you just train there on Friday, and you've got less than 24 hours to figure out exactly which way we're going to go about it.
Yeah.
This gives us Thursday to be able to see the pitch, see what condition it is, how much football can be played in what areas of the pitch, and adjust accordingly. Maybe everything's perfect, and maybe it's not. But there's always a game plan for each scenario.
I remember seeing last year there was like a video of the guys playing soccer tennis. How do you go about setting up those different little games?
Think maybe you're talking about this year before our Champions Cup game in Guadalajara. Yeah. There's
so
always with games that are one-offs, this and that. When we're traveling, you're always going to do some type of fun, type of exercise. We've had that something we've been doing since year one in our CONCACAF adventure. So there's always something that we'll pick on a day and just have some fun with the guys, because that's what this week is about. It's about enjoying this week.
Yes.
I tell the players every year, enjoy the week running up, enjoy the game, because. And I just finished saying that to them again, and with a smile, because you never know when you're going to do it again. And they usually smile back at me. because for many of them, they've been doing it every year.
Yeah.
But the truth is, because it's not guaranteed, it only comes through the hard work that the guys put in. And that's the beauty of doing this for 6 years in a row, with some constant players, but always some different players. So some of these guys will be in their third final, some in their fourth, some in their first. Some guys just got here 3 months ago and joined the team. And they've all played their role in making sure that we're here, and everyone's got to enjoy it.
Yeah, I think that's important to remember, because I think the big thing is, and the storyline is, this is 6 consecutive CPL final, but for Nana, for example, it's his first. Like, there's so many guys who are experiencing this for the first time. And that's something that I wanted to ask you about. You mentioned in the press conference, the pressure is getting to the final. Like, that's the goal. You get to the final, and then after that, this week and that game is just about enjoyment. So you talk
smiling a lot more this week than I was the week before.
This is refreshing for me.
But it's true.
Kidding.
This is what you want to do. I think I said at my press conference, I've always had a goal of playing the maximum amount of games given to me in a season.
Yeah.
That's the least you can ask, and from the guys, and we go. And it's not like, hey, whatever happens in the game, we want to win these games. It's not like it's our first time here, or we haven't won. We have the same mentality as we did last year and the year before and the year before that. So it's the same mentality. We know it's something special always to win, and you're not guaranteed to have this opportunity again. So we go at it that way. And it's going to be a fun one.
Did you hear I don't know if KJ spoke to you about this, but I was talking to him during the game, and he said that your last playoff game was the 50th match in external competitions, including playoffs, CONCACAF, Canadian Championship.
Yes.
Do you think that's reflective of like what you're preaching right now?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
The next stat to that would be like, who's next?
Right. I think it's like 30. I think it's 30 within the CPL, because I followed up with that too. I believe it's 32.
Yeah, I believe it's 28 to 30.
Oh.
Right?
Don't ask me a question you already know the answer to.
No, because you could say we've played 50 games outside of it, but if 10 other teams have in Canadian football in the last few years, but that's not the case with all Canadian professional teams. I believe that number was at 29 or maybe at 30, and that's a significant difference.
It is, yeah.
It's not 2 more games.
That's the thing that I guess you have to pay attention to.
We've played a season and a half more games in 6 years than some CPL teams.
That's a crazy way to conceptualize it. A season and a half, yeah.
It's a 28-game season. If a team hasn't made the playoffs in the CPL, we've done a season and a half more than some of these teams over the same period. We could have
done an entire season of Behind the Beard in all the external games. Yeah. Think about that.
Like I said, I think, what day is it today? November 4th, 5th?
5th, yeah.
5th. We got together on January 4th.
10 months. 10 months.
Right?
That's crazy.
You did all this. Might as well a few more days, do it the right way.
May as well push through.
Why not?
Okay, well, I'll get to this upcoming game, of course. Final in Calgary. I want to talk about Ottawa this past weekend, and then some other CPL awards that we didn't get a chance to touch on. Those nominations recently came out. So beginning with Ottawa, you spoke a lot about in the press conference again how there were opportunities in the first half. You saw how much forward momentum there was for Forge. I think that was indicative of the amount of corners that Ottawa conceded. But interestingly, there were some other stats that may have suggested the game unfolded otherwise, like 16 to 11 shots in favor of Atlético. What do you think ultimately gave Forge the edge in that one?
One is scoring a timely goal, being good defensively, and having a goalkeeper that made 2 key saves. And that's what you need in playoff football. You need to score a goal. That puts a lot of pressure on an opponent. You need to be able to withstand some of that pressure, which we did, and it's as simple as that. And pretty sure the storyline the week before was the same.
The same with Calgary.
A team scored a timely goal and defended well. And sometimes that's how it's going to go. So it's why I don't look back a lot into the intricate parts of these types of games and more look forward to the next one, because we know there are going to be battles like this. It's just keeping the team sharp, keeping the team light, and making sure they enjoy the week. Few tactical things, because you're not going to reinvent something from now until that game. This is a team we played 2 weeks ago. Nothing's really changed in them. And I think it'll be more of the external factors of conditions of field and so on that will change things.
You also mentioned that Dom, I believe the word you used was like a warrior in this match and has been over 6 years in the CPL. We haven't seen him start in this as center back yet, but he was unbelievable. So how big of a role do you think he played in that defensive resilience?
Fantastic. When you go to war, he's the guy that you want there.
Yeah.
And that's the season that we're in now. And he's a player that's proven it time and time again. I've said it, there is no better 1v1 defender in this league's history. When we look at just that and his ability to shut down opponents, direct opponents, or certain parts of games. So it was excellent, and we look forward to the same thing from him this weekend.
It was funny to see Jas with a hat on.
Yeah,
I've never seen that before, by the way.
Yeah, it was interesting. I can't remember what minute it was, but I heard coming back towards our bench was hat. And then all of a sudden, it's not like we got hats sitting around on the bench.
No, I figured no.
The only guy who wears a hat on our bench is
Joe
Hanley. Joe Hanley. Kit man.
Ran over and gave him his hat.
So Joanne, goalkeeper coach, took the hat off of his head.
No
ran
way.
around, and all of a sudden, Jas is wearing a hat for 15, 20 minutes until the sun went away.
I did a double take. I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, I guess you're right. He is also very outwardly expressive, and I think that's something you don't often see a lot just in this sport, to be honest. Like goalkeepers celebrating.
His pants pregame were exciting too.
What were his pants pregame?
You gotta look
Was it
up.
a walk-in?
What? Yeah.
Like his walk-in pants? Oh, I didn't see those. Yeah. I guess the question I'm trying to say is how much do you think it would play into the team's momentum and just overall energy when you have a goalkeeper who's that expressive and celebrating?
Of course, you need energy in the games from a lot of different things, and that could come from an excellent chance. It could come from a goal. It could come from stopping a goal or any which way. Us coaches trying to inject something, but the best way is the players themselves. They're the guys on the field. They're the ones that are living each and every moment, and so on. So the more that comes from them, I think the more confidence it gives to the group to keep on pushing, to keep on going, no matter where the result is in the moment and what's needed in the match.
Mm-hmm. There was one video of you after the game in the locker, and I'm not sure if you saw it. I know you're not on Instagram, but it was the speech you gave to the guys afterwards, and you just thanked them for giving you another opportunity to work with them for a week. And you said, we can bend, but we don't break. So why do you think it was important to also express that you're in it just as much as they are?
Yeah, because nobody wants to go home. You want to go home at the end of the season. Yeah. The end of the season in this league is after a championship match. That's always been our goal. This year is to make sure we compete and win trophies. We've won one, and now we're giving ourselves a chance to win another one. And there's no doubt, in my mind before the game, I wasn't ready for that to be it. With these guys, because I've enjoyed, the staff has enjoyed working with them. We've done a lot of great things this year, from excellent performances in CONCACAF to some memorable games in the Canadian Championship. Even though we fell short there, we did an extraordinary job in that competition to winning a shield. So it's everyone likes the off season, but I also enjoy coming in and working with these guys. And we got an opportunity to work another week to go and try and do something special. Yeah.
I find a lot of the times when they do these videos of you in the locker room, there's always the same guys who follow up and start yelling after your speech. Do you know what I mean? Like there's a common theme.
Who are the guys?
Nana?
Yeah.
Benny? I feel like...
I haven't noticed.
Who? You haven't noticed?
No.
No, you're joking.
I'll have to ask my kids to show me the video.
Who's the one? Haven't there been guys who have said, give us another day off. Give us another day.
Well, Cisse is usually bonus.
Okay, maybe Cisse. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Bonus.
Yeah.
So now some guys will just chirp and say bonus. Right?
To get on the train.
Extra day off. That usually comes from different places.
Yeah.
I'm usually not paying attention, though.
Oh, okay.
I get out of there.
Probably for the best.
Say my thing and I go.
Okay, last week we talked about Kwesi and Alex, Defender of the Year, U21 Player of the Year nominees. A few other awards have come out, or nominations have come out, beginning with you as Coach of the Year.
Yes.
Congratulations again, another nomination. Thanks. I know you must be really excited about this, but
love it.
It's still a recognition.
Of course.
So
it's always nice. Shows that people are paying attention to the work that's being done.
Mm-hmm. Do you think a little part of you just doesn't want it, so they can continue with the bit of this?
It would be fun.
I feel like that's almost better than getting it at this point.
You knowing me a little bit, you think that was...
I feel like you'd almost prefer that, but...
we'll see.
It's okay. We'll revisit the conversation after.
If the trend is winning a championship trophy and not getting an individual award, I'm totally fine.
We'll take that.
Yes, I'm not in the sport of tennis or darts or bowling of individuals. This is a team, and reflective of all the coaches that work together each and every day together. And like I say to the players, some days we make them look good, but most days they make us look good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, 4 out of 10 nominees for Players Player of the Year were from Forge. Bex, Benny, Ali, and Borges.
Yeah.
So what do you think it says about that team to have that many nominees for this award in particular?
I think it just makes sense based on what they've brought to the field this year, just their presence and everything. And it's not just about statistics; it's about all the other things. You look at a guy like Ali Hojabrapur, and we see in world football this year, Rodri won the Ballon d'Or, top male soccer player in the world, and I don't know if ever there's been a number 6 or holding midfielder that's won it before, but it shows the importance of the position. And Ali's one of those guys. And, he's a fantastic player. He's been one of our most important players, so it's great to see that there's an acknowledgement for him as well, both in the league's player of the year and the player's player, because sometimes those are the players that go unnoticed in the field, but without them nothing works.
100%.
So it's great to see that his name is there in both categories, and it's just testament to the hard work that the players have put in, and we go from there.
He received U21 Player of the Year back in 21.
Back in 2021, yeah.
2021. But you're right. No, I can.
The year he scored a near post header to beat us in the final.
Oh, sorry about that.
No problem. He scored a near post header the year after.
For you.
For us.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
So as you said, some more nominees for Player of the Year, and there was some overlap, being Borges, Bex, and Ali. Yep. It was interesting talking to Borges this morning. He talked a lot about how he wanted this year to be a comeback year for him, and last year he wasn't happy with just the amount of injuries he had to go through. It was very inconsistent in that sense. So I think it's fair to say that he has had that. Yeah,
100%. I think I want to say it's 17 goal contributions.
Yeah.
I may be off by 1 there.
8 goals, 9 assists in all competitions.
17. My math is pretty good. Yeah, that's who he's been. He's been tremendous for us, and perfect, healthy for the most part of the season. Had that injury now in the last few weeks. That's just put him behind and threw him off of his rhythm, and that's always not an easy thing for a player. But he's been an absolute monster for us, throughout the season, and we hope he can continue to be that over this final game.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, in talking about awards, Cavalry also have some outstanding individual players. Marco Carducci, obviously leading the league in clean sheets. Last year's Defender and Player of the Year, Dan Klomp, and Tobias Warshevsky, obviously the leading goal scorer for the league. So what do you think it is about these talented individual players that come together so well for their side?
Yeah, I think Klomp is a very, very good player. He's shown that over the last 2 years. I think this is his 4th year in the league, and last year finally kind of cemented himself in that central defense. His first couple of years he was moving around and maybe didn't have a lot of the impact, and found this true home playing as a central defender and so on. And he brings all the things you want in a modern central defender. Good on the ball, defends very well, good in the air, excellent in set pieces in the attack. So he's an important player to them. And Warshevsky, the striker, it's a player we know well as a league. He played at FC Edmonton a couple of years back, and on a team that struggled, but he was always an impressive player. He was a player that I always liked, and coming back this year to Cavalry, and them needing some depth in the attack, I always knew that this guy was going to be an important player. Mm-hmm. So what to expect. But this is a final. It's one game. It's one game in Cavalry. They're going to play with the excitement of their crowd. Are they going to be a front foot team, or are they going to sit back a little bit similar to what they were here? And that's a decision they need to make with a little bit of pressure on them, and making sure that they're good in front of their home crowd. They don't come out of this game without feeling defeat. And, on our end, we go in as a confident group, as a team that we feel is favorite, only because this is what we do. Mm-hmm. And to be champion in this league, you have to go through Forge. That's not something we just say. It's because what's repeated year after year. So I think that'll make the game the most interesting. And in the end, we've seen in all the playoff games this year in the CPL, and you go in the past, it's a moment. It's a set piece. It's a lack of concentration, something along those lines that makes the difference. So we can talk tactics all we want, but that's where these games are usually decided, and that's how we usually prepare the team as best as possible. The rest they know how to do. We've been doing for 10 months.
Right. The CPL final here last year was unreal. It was so fun. I just talked to you earlier about trying to book a flight to Calgary because I want to get in person to this game. What's fun about playing a final away?
Yeah, when you're home, you have that comfortability. You have the fans behind you, and it's great. There's nothing better. But you go away, and there's a little bit of hostility. There's a little bit of hostility towards you. I'll be honest. When I walk out of the tunnel and so on, and a lot of not of the nicest things are thrown at you, it makes you smile.
Yeah.
It's I never take anything personally, and so on. But I thoroughly enjoy it because I know what a positive result can bring in the end, and making that enjoyable. And that's the fun thing about sports. And I think I was asked a question about going away and how difficult it's going to be, and we've won at home, we've won away. I said we've won on the island. And we've done it in different ways. So it's not something that's in our head and it's like, shit, no, excuse me.
No.
We're not we're not at home in front of our crowd. Yeah, did we want to be? Yes.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
It's no problem.
A couple chirps never hurt.
No, if we can do the business, we'll come back and celebrate with our fans a little bit differently.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. That's why I wanted to phrase the question that way. One other thing before we wrap up, just to quickly touch on this, the Halloween costume of your athletic therapist, Liam McPherson, was you. Wow, that was the funniest video I've ever seen. What did you make of his performance?
It's pretty good, no?
It was really good. Like the way that he was talking.
Yeah. Foti just wanted some clarification on why he was thrown into it and so on. But he thoroughly he thoroughly enjoyed being part of the script. No, it was great. It's we're coming up to an important game. There's always some nerves, like I said before, a semifinal and so on, because it's about playing in that final match. And it was a great moment to have a great laugh in front of the group, and Liam
keeps it light.
Liam had an excellent idea. It was cleared by staff to go ahead.
Okay, did he get the green light from somebody? I wasn't sure if he just got up and started.
Yeah, they know better.
All right. Yeah, exactly. He'd be fired. No, just joking. Just joking. Of course not. Let's reconvene next week.
Yes.
Let's.
That's it.
Season 2, episode 28, coming soon.
Fantastic.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
This has been Behind the Beard with Mackenzie Barwell and Bobby Smyrniotis. If you like what you heard, please like, follow, subscribe, comment, and share.
How do you choose who stays with the, how do you choose the roommates for the hotel situation?
Yeah, the guys pretty much have standard guys throughout the year. I don't really get involved in it. If the players want to room with certain guys, sometimes
because I'm thinking about a few
we
people.
We just put it together randomly.
Yeah.
Not a lot of thought process that goes into it. That we should have this guy with this guy because they can spend time together and they can bond. We've got an excellent group.
I'm not gonna lie. I am thinking back to my playing days when we got to choose who we get to stay with in the hotel. That's not how it works. I guess in professional soccer.
17. My math is pretty good.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to pretend like that didn't just click for me right now. Let's move. Did you see that?
We said we were going to talk.
Switch?
What did we say last week? We're not going to talk about riddles and no math. There we go.
That's okay. You didn't put me on the spot. Okay. I was just thinking.
So
yeah.